Everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome back to the final hour. It is 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody's melt up day going today. If you're out there typing a wire, yes, tuning in from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch. What else? OnlyFans? Just kidding. Anyway, let's get started. Let me get this mug off the screen. Overall, pretty good day. Can't complain. Although I sounded like I complained all morning because my SPY long call at 569 was only trading for $3, and I closed out for 275 or 255 or $3, and now it was up to $4. It's actually back down. So I just want to show that really quickly. A little bonus trade I threw out this week. We took a long call actually it was well before FOMC yesterday. And there was a nice little gamma squeeze level towards 570. I thought that strike would be hit. In fact, it was. Here is the 569 right now, trading right around 286 to 290. Price was up as high as, this is a SPY, 572.90. I saw it was trading for about $4.50, which wouldn't have been bad. Best case scenario would have been as we opened today, and I saw it trading about $3.10, dipped down to about $2.40, and then went back up 3 and change, went back up again, 3 and change, started to rally up here. If I just moved my stop loss to break even, that would have been somewhat helpful. But, I did that earlier in the week. I got stopped out at break even. I was up 100% in the call option, got stopped out at plus 5%. It was essentially a 5 or 10 cent break even. So I didn't want to do that. I took the profit. A lot of traders made some good profit on it. All good. Nice little bonus trade. The day itself, massive gap to the upside. We're sitting here looking at the tape as we come into closing bell in the final 57 minutes. S&P is up 1.87%. NASDAQ up 2.8% with a big old rip in tech. Dow's up 1.42. Russell up 1.98. Tech still outperforming right now. I did actually want to take a look at PayPal. So I've got a couple of trades I wanted to take a quick peek at here. So let me go into my broker platform. So let's go all accounts and let's go based on symbol. So oil's looking good. Oil's looking good. Hedges on ES, not so hot. Long plays are fine. Gold is good. Copper's good. MES is a hedge. That's fine. That is what's this guy? February. Oh yeah, that's my long option. So I've got a 58 and 59 long call. If we just have a melt up, I'm going to look at an unrestricted long call option on MES. It's a micro E-mini futures trade. So yeah, those are so far going pretty well. Let me see if I can just check one account. MES right here. I've got the 58 by 59. Both of them are long calls. So I got into the 5800 and the 5900 for 250. And right now together, they are trading for 405. So I'm nearly up 100% on those call options. Let's say it would, if it's up to 233, so 466 times 5, that'd be up 2330. We're just going to see if this melt up continues. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. I thought I drew up some levels this morning when I was on with A1 Trading that this could be a nice little. It might feel like a bit of a blow off top, but we do have triple witching tomorrow, where we have stock expirations, stock index expirations, and stock index future expirations. It's over like $5 trillion in money that's going to be settling for triple witching tomorrow, which is kind of a big deal. The last time we had a triple witching, it was almost like $3.5 trillion. So it just seems like these numbers are getting bigger and bigger. I don't know what that ultimately means. It might mean nothing. Triple witching might be boring. It might be already priced in. But there's certainly a lot out there as far as just expirations and cash is getting settled. So whether this is the blow off move that gets settled in, tomorrow might be volatile. We'll find out. But either way, I'm trading these out a little bit longer term. So anywho, I want to check out. We've got a pretty good melt up going up today. Let's look at the broader market. Take a look at the heat map. It's not all green, but we do have 78% of stocks advancing today. That's pretty darn, market breadth wise, that's pretty strong in my opinion. We've got new highs on 1,500, almost 1,600 stocks today. we have 72.7% of stocks above their 50 simple moving average or smooth moving average, and we have about 68.5% above the 200 EMA. So the buy zones look pretty darn healthy. Look at what's in big old green. I mean, you talk about quality tech. No wonder the Qs is being led. No wonder the S&P is being led. Look at Apple in bright green. Look at NVIDIA, the semiconductor space, Google, Meta, just the usual suspects. The old Mag 7 just rocking and rolling. Microsoft up 1.97, NVIDIA up 4.51, Apple up 3.75, Google, Meta, Amazon, semiconductors are coming back in a big, big way. For today, it could be different. Let's take a look at the SMH and SOXX. We can take a look at NVIDIA as well. Consumer defensives, not so hot. Walmart's down to 78. It's actually okay. I'm looking for a pullback on some of those. I'm looking to get positioned on Walmart. I'm looking at BTI as well. Energy's actually up today. XOM's up, not too shabby. So it's pretty bullish. I mean, I think I don't know if anybody really expected that to be the follow through, but given this is FOMC as of yesterday, so we had the immediate reaction was right to the upside, and the market faded that the rest of the day. Market closes and spent the entire day going up. So all night futures were up and rallying. We can take a look and see, what happened overseas. If you look at the Asia market, take a look. I saw China's up a decent amount today. I do want to go into PayPal. I think I might close out a trade on PayPal for a gain. I've got a max gain around like $80, and we're trading at 77.66. Just in case this is a big gap from that level to current price. I mean, we got PayPal up 6.29%, all in a day. And news-wise, holdings is maintained at neutral by Goldman Sachs. Fintech stocks, I mean, I think PayPal's been building a base for a while. We are making slightly, higher lows, but I don't know. I mean, let me take a look at something here. I'm still holding Pfizer. I did actually roll a Pfizer trade. I was talking about it a little bit this morning. I rolled for 34 cents, which will be an extra $340 for my bottom line on Pfizer. I may get FXI called away. I may get assigned on Baidu and keep the shares, or it's maybe Alibaba, keep the shares and try to repair that for a couple of bucks. Premiums are decent. PayPal, we've got earning forecasts to grow. We've got earnings have grown. We got trading well below estimated value. Fintech space, we're sitting at a 16.8 price to earnings ratio, 2.4 price to sales. Discounted cash flow shows this fair value at $100. I suppose I don't have to get out of my position. However, let me just use one example. So here is PayPal. So I am long at the 57.5. That is my call option out to March of 2021. I decided to hopefully take advantage of some, Q4 flow, Q1 flow. If there's any type of holiday rally seasonality to the market, just kind of getting lifted higher. My 57 by 80. Let me do the max profit there. I think it should give me like $600 or $700. So 80 minus 57.5 is 2250, and that's my max right now. And I believe it's trading for 21 and change. So if I can get out of this at like $21, let me see what 21 out of 2250 is. So I could get out for 93% of my max profit right now, or I could get greedy and try to roll this out for a call. Let me see this. So if I go position and I take the 80 and I do a quick roll, if I go out an extra week, I can get it by 25, 26 cents. Is that worth it? Probably not. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take the profit. I'm up 93% of what I already predetermined. I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Hopefully I can get 21 bucks for this. So the 57 by 80 closing, let's try to get $21 cash money. Very nice. PayPal here, 57 by 80. Try to get $21 cash money. All right. I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I won't, but I'm going to get these trades all filled. $21. Very nice. Can you hear the chimes, by the way, on the broker platform or no? Probably can hear that in Zoom, but I don't know if you can hear it on my restream. Same thing here. $21. I'm going to let that marinate for a second, see if I can get filled. Same thing here, 57 by 80, $21, still pending. I may finesse those down to 20.95 if they're not getting filled in a couple of moments after I get everyone's in here. It's trading at 20.95. So there, close 21. All right, so let's go into, I think, those last 4 accounts. So one of these got filled. This one filled at 21. Okay, so this is at 21.96. I'm going to go to 20.95. Let me see if I can go here. Replace. All right, let's go to 95. You gotta be kidding me. 20.95. All right, I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it at 21. I'll let that just sit there and marinate for the day. Come on, PayPal, don't be a turd. Now, PayPal is, for the first time in a while, breaking some pretty nice structure. I was looking at this as a falling wedge right in here, and we've broken the right side of that trend line. My measured move based on this technical pattern is to get up here right towards $100, which with my discounted cash flow model is showing fair value. So there is upside here. What I might end up doing is looking for like a ratio spread around somewhere here. If I did like a 67 or a $60, try to generate a little bit more income if I'm not assigned, but also looking to take this up towards $100. Question comes in. Oh, you can hear it. Okay, good. That's cool. Yeah. So the trade, what I did is I had a long call. So I did a PayPal long call at 57.50. And then against that, I put in a sell call at 80. So this was an October expiration, and this one was a March of 2025 expiration. So basically what that is it's a diagonal spread. So I buy the long call out further in time, and I sell calls against it to lower the cost basis. So that's what I did. And right now, like I said, I can max this thing out where if I take the $80 minus the 57, okay, $80 minus, 80 minus 57.50. My max profit is 22.5. I closed it out for 21. I've got a couple pending. I'm going to try to get it closed out at $21. So I'm taking a majority of the profit, and that's going to yield, I think I ended up paying about like $16 or $17 for that debit. So I'm netting about $400 to $500 per trade. So that's how it works. But that's one of hopefully many. Let's see if we can maybe get one more push for the afternoon here, 45 minutes, or if we have a slight gap higher in tomorrow morning, then perhaps this can go up. But as we have 45 minutes left to trade, I'm going to look at something fresh on PayPal. I do want to do a quick run through of these stocks. American Airlines, I've got some naked puts there. Apple, I have some ownership. I actually need to get rid of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Apple, I have some shares. They're covered at $200, and I'm not really going to roll those at all. I'm just going to let them sit. ABT, that's up a decent amount. It's up a little bit. I'm just dollar cost averaging into Abbott Labs. Filled. That's a couple more filled at 21. Let me go to PayPal really quickly. I might have one more account that needs to get filled. 2 more accounts that need to get filled at 21. So those should also be chiming here in hopefully just a moment. All right, what else? AMSC, that's a semiconductor play. I bought some shares there. Amazon up to 190. I have a lot of trades running on Amazon, mostly just options, a lot of ratio spreads, a lot of wide credit spreads, generating some income. Up about $8,500 this year on Amazon with 0 ownership. I've got a couple of accounts that have owned Amazon for a long time, and they're up a ton, but just going to let that run. I've got covered calls on my Amazon shares up to 210. Baba's up to 88.31. I have the 82.50 by 80. That's a bull put spread that expires tomorrow, hopefully for full profit. It's up $9,600. Barclays, that's fine. Baidu, I might end up taking an assignment tomorrow. I have a 90. Let's see where that's at. I have a 90 by 70. Baidu or Baba. I have let's see here. 65 by 40. Long call at 60. Did I sell against that? So there's a long call at 60. There's a credit spread. Aha. Let me see where I'm at on this long call. So I did a $60 long call. This one should be up. I've got open P&L at $650 on Baba. Let's see. March of 2021. This might be worth taking some profit on, just because we're up on the day. This is pretty good. Global central banks are coming down, or global central bank rates are coming down. The Fed is officially started. The ECB is right there. The Bank of Canada is likely going to cut. Did anything happen to the Bank of England today? Today, the Bank of England, did they do anything? Nope. They did. They cut rates. No, they didn't. Did they? They did cut rates. They didn't. I saw red numbers. There it is, 5%. So they did have a dissenting vote for the Monetary Policy Committee, but they kept rates the same at 5%. Filled on PayPal again. I've got one more account now to fill at $21. So, okay. So Bank of England holds rates. Fed cuts rates. We have the Swiss National Bank next week on Thursday. The Bank of Japan's coming out overnight. I don't think they're doing anything with rates, but who knows what the Japanese yen's going to do. So on Baba, I was looking to see, so I'm long at a 60, and let me check and see what I paid for it. So my $60 call, let me check on this one. So 7634, I have to go into my history. Let's go to this account here, go to Baba, and then go year to date. And I'm looking for a $60 call. Let's try to find it here through this list. Symbol change. Bought the 75 puts. There it is. Man, I bought this thing back in May. So I bought it for 23 and change. I've been selling against it. Let me do the math right now. So I did sell against it. I've got a break even here somewhere that I can run through. So this is Baba. All right, my diagonal spread, bought the 60 for 21. My current break even is 80.32. The stock's trading for 88. This is good. So right now, if I close out this position, it's trading for 28.50 and I'm into it for 20.32. So with the options and everything into it, with the diagonal spread and selling against it, 28.50 minus 20.32. I'm actually up $818 per contract. That's not bad. I wouldn't mind protecting that profit. I could also sell against it and see if I can lower the cost basis a little bit more. I am playing with a little bit of time decay because it's only out to Q1 of next year. I don't know if China is, ready for liftoff. I certainly hope that it is, but I also have other exposure on Alibaba that doesn't necessarily require me to sit and hold. Although what I might end up doing is, if I take the profit, I could apply that towards a longer term. I could do more ratio spreads, credit spreads, which I'm probably more inclined to do. So that is a credit spread. That is a credit spread. I own some shares, and then I have my long call. So I think what I'm going to do right now is, we're trading at 88.23. Let me see if I can sell against this towards tomorrow. So could I sell the 87.50? I would actually be losing a little bit of that real value if I sold it and grabbed. Wow, that's a really wide spread. A bid at 42 cents and an ask at 220. Holy shnikes, that's crazy wide. I would consider that if I could lower my cost basis by another dollar. Let me see if I can sell against this. So let's go 87.50. That is a terrible bid. And the real value right now, it should be 70 cents minimum. If we're trading at 88.23 and I'm willing to sell an 87.50, this should be at least a 70 to 80 cent credit. Let's see if I get it called away 87.50. Let me see if I can get $1 for this. Oh, you freaking non-standard garbage. Hang on a second. I've got to show for my strikes here. I think it's in all strikes, all expirations, regular expirations only. Let's try this. All right. That's really weird. Let me try this one again. So tomorrow, 87.50. Can I get $1 for this one? It says standard. You pieces of fudge. I guess the original trade was considered a non-standard option, so it looks like I can't pair a regular option with that. So I'm probably better off just to close it for the $800 and get out of this trade. It should be a closing order thing. I see your comment there. I'm not getting the. Do you have a Telegram channel? I mean the Telegram channel we did is it's daily profit play alerts. It's in your member portal. If you log into the member portal, there's access to that Telegram channel, and you can see my Chris Pulver Telegram as well as the daily profit play alerts. So this is the one that you need. We were posting this all morning. So we looked at the mechanics today. I was doing a little overthinking. I thought with the gaps higher at 1.5% to 2%, I wasn't sure if there's going to be crazy amounts of order flow. We do have triple witching tomorrow. We're 7 for 7 with daily profit play this week. I didn't feel like taking a trade. I want to preserve profit. It's been a really solid week. So anyway, that's where everything's been posted. It's been super active today. But that Telegram is in your member portal. Okay. Do I use the commitment of traders report? It depends. I use it through Edge Finder. I'm looking for retail versus institutional. I do. It's mostly for me it's about smart money versus dumb money, so to speak. But it depends on the symbol. I mean, right now it's like there's just flow, man. I mean, everything is it's up. We got the broader market. You got about 80% of stocks advancing today. That is super massive. That market breadth is really impressive. And whether or not it's sustainable, whether or not it lasts, I don't know. It's not my job to call the top or the bottom. It's just my job to trade. So um, if I get something really beat up, for example, commitment to traders showing crazy bearishness in oil, I started to get long in oil. And that turned out to be pretty nice. We saw a decent pivot off $65 lows and it's back up towards $69 to $70. So things like that, when we hit these big extremes, I like the commitment of traders, but otherwise there's so much elasticity in the market to go one way or the other. So, all right, because this is a non-standard option, I'm going to go ahead and look to see if I have a bunch of $60 calls. I'm going to protect these right now. Let me go ahead and just close this. So I can close this around 28.50. Now I'm in for a $60 call. We're trading at 88.28, and I still have time left in this trade. I want to see if time is potentially a bit of a premium here. So can I close at, let's see what the real value is here. So if I have prices trading at 88.29 and I'm in a $60 call, I should at least have 28.29 of real value. I can see that my bid price is 28.50. The mid is $30. I'm going to try to get out of here for $30. Let's see if old China wants to be generous. $30 filled. Okay, sweet. That's not bad. So I just grabbed an extra dollar and change of time premium there, which isn't too shabby. So 30 minus 60. So I closed out for a $30 credit. I'm into the trade for 2032. So plus 20.32, which means I just cleared $968 a contract. Let's go do that some more, shall we? So how many other Babas do we have? I've got the $60 call right there. I'm going to try to get a little greedy here, 30.50. Filled at 30.90, even better. That's over $1,000 a contract. Now we're talking. Let's do it again, $60. Okay, close. Let's go 30.50. Filled at 30.70. No complaints from me. This makes me a little bit happier. $60 call right here. Close. I'm gonna go $31. I'm gonna get really greedy. Not filling. All right, I'll go 30.50. 30.50. Filled at 30.75. No complaints. This one is closed out. Next account, $60 call right there. Let's go 30.50. Close in at 30.85. Next account here. Okay, closing 30.50. Try to get 31. Not filling. I'll try 30.75. Filled at 30.75. And final one. Booking, close, 30.75. Filled at 30.75. Very nice. Okay, that diagonal spread worked out pretty sweet. So I have closed for 30 to 30 dot. I think my bet, let me see what my best fill was here. What were those fills? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 30.75, 30.85, 30.75, 30.90. Not bad. 30.90. So that is anywhere from, let's go the 30.90 minus 20.32. That's $1,058 a contract. If I just got the $30 one, that's $968 a contract. So not too bad. About $968 to just over $1,000 a contract. Pretty good day on old Baba. Feels good. It's been a while. I've been pretty patient on this stuff. It's nice to see it cooperating. So that lets me settle in there. I'm also, with the shares, and I'm owning the shares, and that's hopefully appreciating up. So good stuff there. Barclays looks good. Baidu. I do have some shares of Baidu. I have them covered up to 130. I'm kind of out further on Baidu. Fundamentally, it's a stronger stock to me than Alibaba is, but they're both really solid. It's essentially your Google and Amazon of China. I have a 90 by 80. Let me see right here. I think it's in this account. So I have let's see, I'm long the shares. Okay, this account. Here is an 80 by 50. Okay. Here we go. So here's a 90 by 70 for tomorrow's expiration. So I could take assignment here. I collected $1.80 on the credit spread. So if I get assigned at 90, which I am willing to take the shares, 90 minus $1.80 equals 88.20. I would own the shares at 88.20. We're currently sitting at $87. What I'll probably do is I'll take the shares, calculate the break even, and from there, I'm going to try to just lower the cost basis. I like Baidu longer term. I'm going to try to sell like 10 and 15 delta out of the money calls and just lower the cost basis every maybe 20 to 30 days. If I can work it down a couple of bucks, hopefully $3, $4, $5, maybe more, then I'll turn Baidu into, I'm like pretty bullish on Baidu in the medium term. I would love to see if this stock is going to start. What we haven't done yet is we haven't broken any recent highs. So although I could take some ownership, I have to be willing to sit on the stock a little bit longer if we're going to come back down and test the lows. This might be a nice little bear trap level where Bryce then breaks this trend line, starts to get on the right-hand side of the trend line, and then we're talking bigger positioning for what I think is a really good upside. So I might be still early to the game, but if I own the shares, I'm going to work the cost basis down. Okay. All right. Francois is asking about shop. Yep. Let me just keep plugging away here. So I'm good on Baidu, potential assignment tomorrow. BITO, a little Bitcoin action. That's up a fraction, but that's more longer term. BTI is British Tobacco. I did some defensive plays with some naked puts. It's down a little bit today, but these are out to January and June of next year. CEF is an aluminum play. This is, or actually no, CEF is it's a CEF and PHYS. I believe those are silver and gold plays for inexpensive ETFs that are just kind of correlating with the spot price. So I just got started on this trade. I think a week or two ago. I executed the trade August 20th, so a couple weeks ago, and that's fine. CENX is aluminum. That's going to be fine. That's up $1,200. Let's see, Chewy's up a good amount. I made some good profits on some diagonal spreads. I still have own shares and a covered call at 37.50. I've got a bunch of puts out there as well. I'm going to sit on Chewy longer. I like Chewy. It's the Amazon of pet food, if you ask me. CMG, this is Chipotle. We're trading at 57. I did a ratio spread, bunch of ratio spreads, and yeah, I'm willing to own some Chipotle, even though the CEO left and joined Starbucks. But I think people like their bowls and burritos, Cisco came back in a big way. Some credit spreads, naked puts. That should be fine for some profit. Cisco is up around $1,000. CVX. This is Chevron. Bought some shares just to diversify a little bit with some energy. I'm not paying a lot of money. I did like $1,000 stake in it. Disney still has some shares. EWZ is Brazil. That's longer term. Ford, automotive stuff. I mean, it's pretty quiet right now. FXI. I do have a covered call on FXI. We're trading at 27.09, currently up $4,000. Now, I could, and I haven't been super excited about this, but I could just roll these covered calls now. They're expiring next. Actually, it's not next week, which is the 27th, but it's Monday the 30th. It's actually an end of quarter expiration at $27. Now we're trading at 27.09, and I have these $27 calls. Now, if I roll this out by a week and put this to like October 4th, I want to see what the credits are. I might be able to do this for another, and let me see here. FXI, maybe. Okay. In longer term, I mean, we did come back down towards the double bottom. I think this structure looks pretty positive. Something like this, where we, have these equal lows, we rip to the upside, pull back here. I'm looking to see if FXI can make its way back up towards $32 to $33. So if I do, roll this a couple of times, I mean, I need to be careful that I'm not putting my price in the way. But essentially, every little bit that I can get just decreases my cost and increases my profit just a smidge. But everyone's account, that does add up pretty nicely. Let's see here. Just to confirm that there's no live class on a daily basis, just Telegram. That is not true at all. Like, who did you get the daily profit play service from? I've been live every day that we started that class. I go live every day, and guess where I put that link? In the daily profit play Telegram channel. So you have access to this member portal. It is right here this morning. Big flows overnight, blah, 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 blah. See you at 9 a.m. Daily profit play. There's the link. So you need to get in that Telegram channel. If you need some assistance with that, double check, but you should have an email. I had one member reach out to me and say, I didn't see anything. I don't have access. It might be in your spam folder. Just double check, look for the daily profit play or the $100 challenge. If it's in your spam folder, it should be everything to at least log in your member portal, get access. We've got lots of educational videos, masterclass recording, live sessions since last week to now. I'm live every day. So hopefully that helps. Francois says you like Palantir. Yes. Rev's asking about silver. Love me some silver. Disrupt the Panda. Simple business that just works. I agree. And after that 10 for 1 split, I think it was 10 for, was it 10 for 1? CMG? What was the split? 50 to 1. Way off. Yeah, because this was like a $2,000 stock. So that 50 to 1 split, I'm like, absolutely, I'm going to play this. And so after the split, they dropped in a big way. And I just started doing ratio spreads and started to get some exposure. I don't own the shares, but I have a bunch of bull put spreads and ratio spreads, and I'm happy to own some Chipotle if I can. Okay, so I promise you that you have the class somewhere. If you're supposed to get a follow-up email, it might be in your spam folder in your email. I would call, speak to that rep, and say, please help me find access to this, because you should 100% have access to the Daily Profit Play Telegram. You'll see that I'm active there. We're posting links every single day. We've been live every day since the inception of class. Okay. Can I have a look at WTI? Sure. Yep. So let me do a couple more things. I'll put a pin in FXI, but I'm probably going to look to roll. So this expiration is next. It's the end of the quarter, which is Monday the 30th. And let me just look at one account and see, is it worth rolling? Because if I go out like another maybe 2 to 4 weeks, is it worth rolling? And I'm going to find out. So let's go to a quick roll. If I go out by another expiration, let me check something here. So I can go September 20th or October. That's another 29 days out. If I go to November, so the trick here is if I roll, I can get 70 cents if I roll it out to November, but I can't increase the strike. So if I roll down, I guess it'd be up in price. So I roll out in time, up in price. I can still get 25 cents credit, add another $1 to my bottom line. That's not too bad. If I go up again, now it's essentially a free roll where I don't get any credit for rolling it, but I can increase my profit by another $2. That's not bad. Choices. Now, this is with ownership. So this is different than having a diagonal spread where I'm competing against time. This is I own the shares, I want the shares, and I'm looking just to make as much money as I can / lower the cost basis on what I have. Okay, so ag. I want you to stay in touch with me. So if you're in these live sessions with me, if you're in my Discord, make sure you're vocal with me about, hey, I found it. Thanks. I got it. Just let me know how you found it. Because if it was in your email, or contact and talk to a rep and say, hey, man or lady, I need to get access to Daily Profit Play. I don't have the Telegram. Please help me. And that should get you squared away with that. Okay. All right. So I don't really want to roll this for a debit. So I'm not going to. If I roll this one more strike out to December, I can go up to $30, but it's going to cost me. I can go to $29 and I can still get 10 to 15 cents for the roll. I'm fairly bullish on this as far as the longer term picture. If the US is coming back, I'm hoping that China can kind of time this as well. Let's get some global economy lift. Let's have the global economy sing some kumbaya for another 6 months until the reality sets in. So I'm going to see if China can get a little bit of a lift off, and with central banks coming down globally, that might help. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do this roll, 15 cents. See if I can get. I'll try for the mid at 14. Let's see if this will work. Filled at 14 cents. All right, so I will try to quickly knock this out. Got the shares, got it covered. Do a quick roll. I'm going out to the December expiration, rolling this up to $29 and going after 15 cents. 14 cents there. Okay. And then in this account, looking to roll, going out to December, rolling up to 29, 14 cents. Filled. All right, just give me about 60 seconds to knock these out. 27, quick roll, out to December, up to 29, 15 cents. There we go. Oh, you come on. 15 won't fill, but 14 should. 14 should. Abracadabra. Not filling. Let's try 13. What? What is going on here? All right. It's not really about the credit per se. It's about increasing my, so I did 12 cents, but I still increased my profit by $2. So technically I'm getting $2.12 more profit per contract with what I'm just doing with these rolls. So I just get annoyed when I can't get them all filled at the same price. So let's do a quick roll here. Let's go out to December, roll this up to 29, try to get 13 cents. Filled at 13 cents, that's fine. 9072. This account just has a couple of shares, and this account just has a couple of shares. So that's it. I did the successful roll. Now I have to find this in my spreadsheet so I can track this. Buy shares. Where are we at? Diagonal spread is profit. FXI. Added the covered call. Yep, still working through this trade. So now I can add some more. So rolled the 9/30 to December 20 expiration. And that's now a $29 covered call. Grabbed 12 to 14 cents credit. So the break even is now 24.38 minus, I'll take the conservative side, 12 to 13 cents, 24.26 break even. And that would get me called away at 29, so $4.74 net profit per share. So it adds up. It beefs up the bottom line just a wee bit. That's good enough for me. FXY, that's my Japanese yen trade. If we have an unraveling in the Japanese yen, I'm trading this thing. I'm only out to I'm only up to January 2025. I do have shares of this, which if I lose on the long calls, so be it. They were dirt cheap. I bought out of the money calls. The rest is protection. So I'm just long FXY for some type of JPY event that we might have later. GLD up a decent amount. Google looks like I'm not going to get assigned on Google because we're back up to 160. IBIT, that's Bitcoin related. IWM at 223. IWM's up a decent amount. I'm up about 14 grand on the Russell. I do have some shares. I did take some assignments, and I will take a look at those shares and break evens. I have them covered. So for my covered calls, I'm covered up to 225. So right now we're trading at 223, and I can get them called away at 225 for about 25 bucks a share. I'm okay with that. And then I've got some out of the money diagonal spreads and debit spreads and things like that. JetBlue, nothing. JD, I do have some shares of JD. A lot of options as well. We're trading at 28.69. I do like that stock. Johnson & Johnson. Anyway, I could do this all day. I'll probably have to just pin in this and continue this tomorrow. But I got about halfway through, and I'll do this a lot tomorrow during my time after live sessions. So, okay. Thanks for directing me to the right place. You're welcome. Thumbs up. Thanks for being vocal. That certainly helped to get you in the right place. What is your take on pinning action for the expiry? Stan, do you have a specific trade in mind or a specific strategy? If you're talking about pinning things for expiration, there's broker wing butterflies. There's butterflies. There's a few ways to trap it when you're talking about option trades. You're talking about a low probability trade, but obviously a high reward payout. So I love it. I just think it's hard to be right. But when you are right, your job is to manage those profits to the best of your ability. I do like it with butterflies. I do like with broken wings. And when you pin them, it's just trying to be patient to let it go towards the end of the day, towards expiration, and try to get your actual P&L. So if you did a butterfly spread, for example, okay, let's say that you're looking for price to go higher and you pin it, right? If price drifts up into this area, what you'll see in real time is you'll have this like option risk graph that looks like this. And then as it gets closer and closer to expiration, you end up seeing it go like this later in the day, and then like this later in the day. And then as it gets closer and closer to the afternoon and closing bell expiration, it gets closer and closer to actually matching what would be your profit. And if you're still looking at the real price that's inside this profit trap, you get 300 to 400% returns, 500 to 600 to potentially, 10x or whatever. So I do like it. It's a very low probability trade, but man, it's awesome when you get them. If that's what you're asking, that's what I'm reading in your question. Okay. Is your handle Real Chris Pulver on Discord? Yes. If you're asking me that, please don't tell me that you had somebody direct message you and pretend to be me. Because I say this all the time on my Discord. I'm sorry that I have to do this, but when I see a bunch of people join my Discord, I will pop in and say, hey, thanks for joining the channel. Friendly reminder, I don't send friend requests. I don't do direct messages. I will not initiate any of that stuff. If anybody is sending you that crap on Discord, it's not me. Okay? In fact, somebody that I work with joined my Discord and they're like, did you send me a message? No, I did not. So all of my activity is here in open public chat. All right? So if you're asking me that is my handle is Real Chris Pulver with a little bull and bear, but a lot of people can come in and try to impersonate. This is it. There's no dashes, there's no periods, there's no misspellings, there's no anything. This is my only account, and people still try to clone this. It'll say only account, no scammers, please, but then the Real Chris Pulver here is spelled differently, or it's just stupid stuff. But I'm telling you, I'm right here in my free group chat in all these channels every day. I don't send direct messages. I don't send friend requests. You can friend me. You can send me messages. I will reply to that, but I don't initiate. Okay? So I hope that helps. And I'm hoping you're not getting hit by scammers. But if you are, flag them, kick them, ban them, report them. I mean, smoke them out. They suck, right? Palantir. So I want to go silver. That was a question that popped up earlier. WTI and then Palantir. So let's go silver. Love me some silver. Right now, I'm trading silver in a couple of different ways. I'm long SLV. I'm long SI. I have a bunch of options on SI, and I'm also long. It's PHYS or it's CEF. What is that? Where is it? CEF is Physical Gold and Silver Trust. I'm long CEF. I'm long PHYS, and I'm long SLV. So up about $37,000 on SLV. I own shares of it. I'm trading a lot of options around it. I'm still patient. One of my more bullish positions is silver this year. I think technically I love it that I can measure it to 35 plus. I do have a covered call on my SLV positions at 35. So if it gets called away, I'm okay with that. I don't want it to get called away, obviously, but I'm looking for silver to maybe hit the 35 by the end of the year. If I have to roll it, I will. I want to roll it out in time, up in price. I want to try to get silver called away at like 45 bucks or 50 bucks. That's ultimately where I'm trying to take it. And then also with SI, which is a futures feed, I'm long SI on a couple of, I mean, I've got expirations all over the place from now until the end of the year. So, up about $9,000 there. Some ownership on those, physical gold and silver trust, and then SLV, pretty big position in SLV. So I've got about a 3% position in gold, 3% position in silver, 3% position in Bitcoin. Those are some good alternatives. But yeah, I love silver. I think it's great. Every time I say I'm long on silver, it just makes me think of old Long John Silver's. Shout out to Hush Puppies out there if anybody likes them. They're just old corn fritters. But that's silver. WTI. I think we have a really strong support level, and I'm long. This also, somebody brought up commitment to traders. When we saw it getting crazy bearish and hedge funds are positioned, net short to like high degrees, I got long. And I'm not saying that hedge funds are dumb, but sometimes they are. And I think that's a terrible position when you look, it's defined risk. I'm not saying that oil has to go, break $100, but I'm saying, can oil at least respect support? And if so, can it bounce from there? And what is the big deal? Well, if we go from expecting global demand to drop to all of a sudden global demand returning because things look like they've turned the corner and a little bit more optimism and sentiments out there that's positive, then I could see I could see oil, bouncing. So I just took a technical trade where I have a credit spread, I have a put, and I'm hedging it, and I'm just looking to see if price stays above this level. I'm trying to get paid on oil. So WTI, great. That's an easy way to trade it. I trade CL, I trade USO, but same idea. I'm kind of expressing it the same way, different asset. Okay, Stan says I got a friend message. I promise you, Stan, that's not for me, dude. My bad. It's not for me. So will you do this? If you're in my Discord, are you in my Discord, Stan? If you will take a screenshot of that, will you post it in my Discord? Because I want to see it. So post it in the free group chat. One message hidden, likely scammer. Show that message. That's weird. All right. Anyway, I want to see who it is because I want to see, what are they doing with my name that makes it look like me, but it's not me. So if you can post that in the free group chat, I would appreciate it. And then I will put it down here in scammers because as many examples as we had, and I've kicked a bunch of people, but if we see some close ones, like I'm just trying to get rid of them. Okay. But thanks for letting me know. All right. We're good on WTI, good on silver. Last one we have is Palantir, PLTR. We're up to 36.80. I'm not chasing Palantir to the upside. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get some ratio spreads. And so I did a 36 by 35. I did that with the intention of if it goes higher, it's income. If it goes lower, I'm going to take shares. So I have a 36 by 35. It's a dollar spread. I collected 49 cents. I'm willing to own the shares. Now, what I'd like to see happen is this is out to November. We do have earnings prior to that. And so this earnings report is November 5th. What I'd like to see, and might be contrary to what people want, is everyone wants to see Palantir go higher. If it does, that's fine. It's income that I'll make. But if Palantir drops on earnings, I'm going to use the 36 to take the assignment. I'm going to use the 35 to manage profit, and I'm going to take the shares, take the assignment, and then essentially add covered calls, lower my cost basis, lower my break even, and then I'm going to take Palantir back to all-time highs. Now that we are in the S&P 500 for Palantir, we've got really strong support right in here. It looks great. So I'm willing to own it. I'd love to say I can own this thing under $30. I have a bunch of credit spreads back down here as well. That price just ran away from me, so it's just going to be income when they expire. But right now, I'm not willing to buy high and chase this thing. So I'm going to try to get in with some option trades and let price come to me. So that is what I'm doing with Palantir. I like the stock overall. I'm long the stock overall. I'm just expressing that through options and not necessarily ownership right now. But I do want to take some assignment / ownership of Palantir, and hopefully that could be somewhere around $30 or lower. Discounted cash flow, I've got this thing around $45 for a profit target. Anything higher than that, awesome. But if I can own it, low 30s or high 20s, and we get up to 45 bucks, it's a pretty good flipperoo on some stock. And hopefully there's more order flows that come in. Some other ones I thought were interesting. Rockets come back in a pretty big way. I've got a covered call at 21. I've been owning Rocket since the lows here at like $6 and $7. So I'm up a decent chunk of profit, but I'm not willing to let go of it because we just cut interest rates. I think this helps the housing market. RKT is doing, business loans and mortgages. So if we can see this, go a little bit higher, great. If it stalls a little bit and pulls back, that's fine. I'm going to sit on it. I'll keep lowering my cost basis. But we've had a nice recovery from $6.50 lows all the way to $19. And I would say, this is, one stock that I'm really happy that I owned it at the bottoms. Can't always say that because some stocks are terrible. What was it? The Big Lots? Big Lots has filed for bankruptcy. Let's go to this OTC right here. They went from, during COVID, I think this was a $60 stock. Okay. $73 stock at the highs is trading for 11 cents. So as you can see here, there's no guarantee in this market. And if somebody's going to tell me I'm going to buy Big Lots for a squeeze, good luck with that. I'm not interested in touching this stock at all. Right. So, I mean, for Rocket, we got down to $6.50. I thought, look, the branding is there. They sponsor a PGA Tour event in Michigan. They're a huge lender, right? I mean, SoFi is the same situation. Why is SoFi stock so cheap and hasn't really turned the corner yet? I don't know. So SoFi, for being out there, it's like they've got $1 billion stadium. They're everywhere. They're servicing loans. They're servicing student loans and business loans, credit card restructuring, all sorts of stuff. And it's like, yet they're still $8. I would like to think with lower rates and restructuring, less delinquencies, that their stock price can go up because people are in a better position to actually take on the debt, refinance, restructure, whatever they need to do. Okay, so just thoughts out there, yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else? You're talking about the Big Lots trade? Yeah, Big Lots is in bad shape. Okay, so my to-do, let me add this in here. So couple things. For my daily profit play, we are live every single day. We'll be live again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Because it's Friday and it's triple witching and there's $5 trillion on the line, we'll have a nice conversation in the morning. I might do the same thing. I might just keep my 7 for 7 and enjoy the weekend. I'm not, obviously I'll be live. I'm doing a masterclass tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the daily profit play. I'm going to continue to kind of find, kind of prune my portfolio, do a little bit here and there to increase the profit potential, decrease cost basis. What can I close out? What looks good? And I will, do all the above. So that's really my to-do list. I got about halfway through today with all you live, so I need to go back in towards like the G's. These are okay. IWM, JD is good. J&J, KWeb. I do have a long call. This one, I'm going to sit on this one. I want to see if KWeb can actually get something to the upside. I mean, it's looking better. We're trading at 26.88. I'd love to see this thing back up into the. I mean, we had a high here back in May, up to $33. If we get up there, I'm probably just going to take some profit. And I don't mind the exposure. In fact, well, it's down here. If I'm going to get long on KWeb, it's probably down towards $23 or $20. I'm going to go ahead and just put a big yellow box in this area. So maybe in here, I'd be willing to say, okay, I'll buy some at 25, I'll buy some at 20, and that's owning without having to play the game of time and options. Okay, would I buy SoFi? I mean, I have bought SoFi. I am long SoFi. I've had a lot of SoFi at the wrong time. I'll admit that. I started buying SoFi back here at like $13, $14. And so I rode SoFi all the way down, but I was also selling calls and taking the credit spreads down here. So I'm all into SoFi for a break-in of around $7, even though I owned it at 14. I've used a lot of options to lower my cost basis. So I'm in profit on SoFi. What I'm trying to do is see, can we get back to the initial SPAC level, which is around $11? Can we get back to the structure here around $14? I'm not willing to hang on to SoFi forever. I probably won't, but I will say that if we get back to the the SPAC opening here or the structure, I'm willing to let it go for a decent amount of profit. But it was, it's been a 2+ year journey on SoFi. Active options on the core position, which I think is important. If you like something, you're willing to own it, add options to that mix and lower your cost basis. That is super helpful because otherwise, if I sat here at $14 and said, I own SoFi and I'm trading at $8, I'm still down $6 a share. But because of options, I've lowered my cost basis by about 40 to 50%. And that saves me a ton of time and effort where now I'm in profit and there's still a lot of upside here. So I do like SoFi. I have concerns, right? There's no guarantee, but I think with the current path the Fed is on for rate cuts, I do think that bodes well for something in the space of student loans, business loans, any type of debt, any type of financing. SoFi looks to be in that space. I think that's going to help them. But there's no guarantee, right? I mean, there's other providers, there's other servicers. SoFi doesn't have to be that thing. But I see their commercials all the time. I almost did a student loan restructuring with them. It wasn't good enough at the time, so I didn't. But they have a nice stadium. Anyway, but I do own SoFi. So full disclosure, everything I do in these sessions for educational purposes only. But you can see I'm a real trader, all that stuff. But I do own SoFi, so it's right there. I own it, and I'm watching. But what would I do on it right now? Honestly, I would probably just put in a put at like $6, put in a put at $5. In fact, I'll show you this right now. Before we go, it's 3:58. We got 2 minutes before closing bell. I probably won't be able to take the trade, but if I did SoFi and I did a leap, I go out 365 days. If I put in a 7 and a 5 and a 4, and I'm willing to collect some income, I could say, look, I'll own SoFi at $5 break even, give or take. If I own it at 4, if I get assigned to all these, own it at 4, own it at 5, own it at 7, divided by 3, I'd own it at $5.33. Now, if I don't take any ownership, I'll still collect $177 of income without owning it. Okay, this doesn't take a lot to do. It's going to set me back on a margin account about $400, maybe $327 you see here. But I'd be willing to own the shares at 533, and that's actually right around these all-time lows. So is that one way to play it? Yep. If it goes up, I never get assigned. I just make the income. If it goes down, I take assignment and I work my cost basis. And this might be a stock that's cheap enough that I can maybe own it for free, kind of. But obviously they have to stay in business. Maybe there's a merger. I don't know. So something to talk about. It's officially closing bell. So I am out for the day. Now it's time to do a little recap. And that's it for me. X says, I got a friend message from the handle is realchrispulver dot hyphen or dot dash. I get it. So ban them, kick them, flag them, get them out of my server. I cleanse my server, my Discord channel every week, but those Real Chris Pulver dots and Real Chris Pulver dashes and 2 L's and 2 R's, they don't pop up in my membership. So I'll show you right here real quick before we go. If I go to my server and I go down to members and I search, okay, this is actually me. So those type of crazy turd scammers are not in my server. They're not in my member list. And so those are just scammers from the big bad world of Discord. And you got to freaking kick them, So please help me do that because I had a friend of mine reach out and said, hey, are you messaging me on Facebook? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not. And then he sends me a screenshot and it was Chris Pulver with 2 R's. I'm like, that's a dead giveaway, So like I said, I'm just so consistent. I won't send friend requests. I won't message you directly. Come on. You want to find me? This is where I'm at. I'm here every single day. There's nothing like, hey, friendly conversation offline. And then, by the way, I got this sweet crypto thing. That's what scammers do. So be careful. Okay. We're going to wrap it up here for final hour. Daily profit play. Members, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We're also going to have a masterclass at 4 p.m. We're also going to have a final hour at 3 p.m. So it's going to be a busy day with some live sessions. But of course, I'm looking forward to trading with everybody tomorrow and finishing up the week. Overall, it's been a crazy week. It really wasn't crazy. It was actually very profitable. I don't know why I was so annoyed this morning that it's like, oh, the flow and this and this. It's like I just talked myself out of a trade. Tomorrow's triple witching, and I'm just going to play it safe. I probably won't take a trade tomorrow morning, but we'll talk about it. And I'll talk about the levels. I'll put the trade on as if it was the same mechanics, and I'll track it and say, look, it's a no live trade because I want to keep my profits this week, and we'll come back and tackle it next week. Next week, there's not a lot of data. The Bank of Japan comes out overnight. Futures market might be doing something. $5+ trillion at triple witching. Anything goes. There could be a wild futures market overnight. There could be a crazy amount of positioning and pinning over the weekend. I don't know, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, Sandra. I appreciate that. Just reported a scammer. Good. Do it. Get him out of here. Okay, everybody. I got to bounce. I will see you all when I see you. I'll see you tomorrow probably. All right. Thanks.